Alright, hi everyone, how's it going? And welcome to another video. I hope everyone is doing well. Now, I want to do another movie review today, and the movie that I'm going to be reviewing is the 1970 film Five Easy Pieces, starring Jack Nicholson. This is the movie poster for it. Five Easy Pieces. Now, I saw this movie recently, and I wanted to do a movie review on it because it's one of those movies that you see that you keep thinking about a while after you saw it. I kept thinking about this. There's a lot to this movie. It's a very complex and multi-layered film. There's a lot of different things going on here. Now, like I said, it stars Jack Nicholson. He plays a character by the name of Bobby. Starts out he's working in an oil field. You assume it's probably somewhere in Oklahoma or Texas, but he's working in this oil field and he's kind of going about his day-to-day life. The plot to this film is not very structured. It's like a very loose plot, kind of like what you had among a lot of movies at this time, like Easy Rider. You had a number of movies like that coming out at this time. Not a real structured plot, very loose plot. They don't make movies like this anymore. However, the Quentin Tarantino film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was done in this style. It's kind of like, people hanging out and not a really rigid plot, and that's why some people don't like this film, is because it lacks some plot structure. And from what I'm told, it's a little more like a European film in that regard, where it's more about character development and characters than it is about plot and plot structure. So anyways, this is kind of the day-to-day life of these people, these characters. This Bobby character, played by Jack Nicholson, he goes to work and then, he'll go bowling. You could see that he's not a likable character at all. He treats his girlfriend very poorly, yet she stays with him in spite of the fact that, he's cheating on her, and he speaks to her very poorly. But yet she won't leave him. And he appears to have one friend, this guy who works with him in the oil fields. And apparently the individual's in some kind of trouble. The police or FBI come to arrest him for like a robbery I believe he had committed about a year ago, or a year prior to this. And, they take him away. And then, you kind of see this, before that happened, you kind of see this Bobby character really getting kind of frustrated. And he's kind of frustrated with the people he's hanging around. He feels, yeah, I guess, I don't know, he feels above them, maybe. He feels they're uneducated, and he gets kind of bothered by this. He has some outbursts, and he just flat out quits his job. And then, just out of nowhere, the next scene is him in a car, and he goes to this recording studio in California where his sister is working as a session musician playing piano. And this scene kind of comes out of nowhere. First, he's in these oil fields, and then all of a sudden, he's in this recording studio. It's almost like he was zapped into another life. And his sister tells him, you must come home quick because father's very ill. Apparently, he had had a stroke, and he may not have much longer to live. So he agrees that he'll go see his father, but something happened between this Bobby character and his father, though you don't know exactly what it is, but you know they had some sort of falling out at some point. And you kind of see how that might happen because this Bobby character does seem kind of rebellious, and he seems kind of like he would get into very argumentative, like he would get into arguments with people very quickly and lose his temper. And maybe that's one of the reasons why he's kind of drifting around from job to job, although you don't know. You don't know. You kind of have to try to fill in the blanks. And there's a lot of things in this film where you really have to fill in the blanks. They don't tell you. You just have to kind of make assumptions and, like I said, fill in the blanks. Anyways, he decides he's going to go see his father. He gets his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is this Rayette, who's played by Karen Black, who, like I said, he doesn't treat well at all. She works as a waitress, but she also wants to be like a country singer. So she does like a lot of singing. But like I said, he doesn't treat her very well. He cheats on her, but yet she still decides that she wants to follow him to Washington State, where his father is. So they leave and they drive to Washington State. Now, some people said that maybe they weren't in Texas or Oklahoma. Maybe they were actually in Bakersfield. So I don't know. That's possible. But anyways, they drive to Washington State. But on the way there, they pick up some hitchhikers. And, one of the hitchhikers is talking about how she's upset about everything being dirty in America. She wants to go to Alaska because she saw a picture and she believes everything is clean up there. And she's with another woman, another hitchhiker, who doesn't really say much from what I can recall, but the other woman is played by the woman who had a hit song in the early 80s. I think it was called Mickey or Hey Mickey. Anyways, they picks up these hitchhikers. While doing so, there's the infamous diner scene that happens where he goes to this diner, and the Jack Nicholson character Bobby gets very frustrated with a waitress trying to tell her his order. Then he just ends up knocking everything off the table. And some people have said that his frustration with this waitress was basically had to do with his frustration toward his girlfriend, Rayette, the Karen Black character. He was kind of, basically taking out his aggression on this waitress, kind of reminiscent of how he felt about his girlfriend. So, anyways, they then go to Washington State. It's on an island, so they get on a boat, and then they're there, and you see their father's there. You can see they are upper class or maybe upper middle class, and they're a family of musicians. And here you find out that this Bobby character, this Jack Nicholson character, was this piano prodigy when he was younger, and that he was really good. And for whatever reason, things didn't pan out, and he stopped playing and took other jobs. But you really don't know why. But you do assume that he did have some sort of a falling out with his father. And while there, you see that he has a brother. His sister that you saw earlier is there. His brother, I think, was a violinist, but he got injured in some accident, so now he's playing piano. And his brother has a fiance, and the Bobby character has an affair with his brother's fiance. So now you really don't like this character at all, this Bobby character that Jack Nicholson plays. You really don't like this character, and you wonder why, he's doing all this. And then I guess, he plays some Chopin, but he says that he doesn't feel anything when he played it. So, you get a sense that, it's just like a guy that doesn't really like anything. And maybe that's one of the reasons why he's drifting around from job to job. Although, then again, there again, you don't know. And what then happens is his family has some dinner party, and there's some woman there, and they're having like an intellectual discussion, and she insults his girlfriend, the Karen Black character Rayette, and he gets really mad and has like a outburst, and then the next day or around the next day he confronts his father, and he talks to his father, and he basically says, you know, it's been a while, Dad. You don't know exactly how long he had been gone, but you kind of assume based on what they say, it's probably been anywhere from about 3 to 5 years, most likely. And he basically says that, I've gone out and have done different things, but I know I probably haven't met your expectations of me, and that, I know that if you were able to talk, we probably wouldn't be talking right now. It basically tells his dad that his dad can't respond to him because his dad had a stroke. And then, this Bobby character kind of breaks down crying, which, you see him do. And then him and the Karen Black character, Rayette, leave, and they then stop at a gas station. He goes into the bathroom of the gas station. He takes off his jacket. He also looks in the mirror, and then he walks out. Now, that was most likely symbolic of him kind of, shedding his old self by taking off the jacket and then starting anew again. Because immediately after that, you see him get into a truck that's headed toward Alaska, and the truck driver pulls out of the parking lot of the gas station, and the movie ends. The Karen Black character, Rayette, is still in their car, which I believe was a station wagon, I think. She's still in the car, and he left. And like I said, the movie ends. There's no music, nothing. It just ends. The credits roll, and really start thinking about a lot of things. Now, this is a very polarizing movie. Some people really liked this film. Some people really didn't. It all kind of depended on, what you like. Some people thought it was just trash. Other people thought of it as being very complex, multi-layered story of the human condition. This guy's drifting around trying to find himself. He doesn't feel that he fits in anywhere. He doesn't feel he fits into the blue collar world or the upper class world. And he's just drifting around. So sort of a little bit about, class in America. It does kind of deal with that. And this character doesn't fit into either class. And, he's trying to find some place where he could fit in. He's going up to Alaska. You don't know what's going to happen next. You kind of wonder. But, yeah, so definitely a complex film. I've heard some people say things like this film is about an identity crisis, and that was relevant in the 70s. That's not relevant anymore. To that, I absolutely disagree. I mean, I think just about everything in this film is still relevant to this day, and that's why people like it a lot. People watch movies like this, and they could identify with maybe not the whole movie, but certain parts of it. certain things are very true to life. I've heard this film referred to as, you know, realistic or new age realism is the term I think I heard. But yeah, a lot of people could identify with different things in this film. So, man, you kind of do wonder about this Bobby character. Just has a hard time fitting in anywhere. And, he'll have these kind of outbursts that have most likely gotten him fired from various jobs. And he's drifting around, and then he goes to Alaska in the end. So, yeah, I definitely like this film. This was, one of Roger Ebert's favorite films, and I think this was, one of his favorite films of all time, at least of 1970 it was. But, yeah, good film. It was up for 4 Academy Awards, from what I understand. It didn't win any. Karen Black got her only ever Oscar nomination for her role in this film, and she does a very good job, playing this character. You think that she's Southern, you think she's from the South, but she's not. She's actually from Park Ridge, Illinois. So, yeah, she does a very good job. So does Jack Nicholson. I mean, Jack Nicholson really does an excellent acting job in this film. He had been an Easy Rider, so was Karen Black. And, that's where Jack Nicholson first became famous, but this was really his first starring role. So, yeah, that's my take on this film. Like I said, some people really like it, some people don't. I think it's a very complex and multi-layered film. I was thinking about it for a while after I had seen it, and that's why I decided I would do a movie review on this movie. So, if you watch this video, as always, I thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a good night.